Hello everyone, I'm John Newstreet, President and CEO of the Kissimmee, Osceola County Chamber of Commerce. I'm joined by Daniel Lopez.
Hello everybody, I'm Daniel Lopez with the Kissimmee, Osceola Chamber of Commerce. I'm the Government Advisory Coordinator.
And we were able to steal 15 minutes of the Congressman's time to get an update and share some of the work the Chamber is doing in the community and see how best we can collaborate. So Congressman, thank you for being with us, and if you could share some high-level stuff about things you're working on, priorities, and how we can coordinate.
Well, one of the first things is jobs, which is why we appreciate the great work of the Kissimmee Osceola Chamber. You all have been integral, along with the county, in helping out with Neo City. We all know right now there's a chip shortage in the United States, a microchip shortage that happened over many years because a lot of these jobs moved to allied countries like Korea, Japan, and Taiwan. But as a result of COVID-19, we see that erosion of domestic supply has hurt the auto industry. So now we have a lot of local auto dealers in the district who've told me they're selling cars, they just don't have them yet. And it shows that we have to boost our domestic supply, not only for our way of life, but for national security. But we're in luck because working with the Kissimmee Chamber and with Osceola and others, we now have Neo City, where we have one of the 20-something microchip fabricators in the nation, called a fab. We now host Skywater Technologies, which is one of the biggest domestic chip manufacturers. So as of a few weeks ago, we are manufacturing chips here in Osceola County, and the Congress is recognizing it. The Senate passed the CHIPS Act. I was a proud co-sponsor, went through the Energy and Commerce Committee, and now we're hoping to fund it to the tune of $49 billion over 10 years, so we could get our market share back from 15% back to 30-something percent, so that no one will have to wait a few months to get a car. No one will have to, as a local auto dealership, have to lose business because of these things, and it makes our country more secure. But I also appreciate the work we have with tourism as well. You know, Disney's been a great partner with Osceola County. We see them lifting wages. We see them spending money on marketing our region. We see them following safety and guidelines to the T while still providing an incredible experience and investing in new experiences in the park. So I'm proud to say in the Congress that Brand USA is a bipartisan affair. I get to work with my colleagues, Representative Bilirakis and Castor, to make sure it's fully funded so that not only the bigger tourism players, but the smaller folks like kayaking on Shingle Creek, or experiences like airboats right here in Osceola. And yes, you can get an airboat ride right here in Osceola County. Those are a lot of the smaller businesses that get this ad money. So jobs is first and foremost on our mind, and we'll certainly be continuing to work with you all on that.
Well, we appreciate it. We've made great progress. We were at one point the highest unemployment in Florida through the pandemic, and we are not that anymore. But there's still work to be done, and part of this is preparing the workforce. So can we talk about education and
Sure.
some of the work that we've done? And I'll lead in with the fact that the Chamber has started a hospitality pipeline with key stakeholders in the most deeply affected industry here in the county. And so as we bring those partners together to identify the needs of today and tomorrow, this pipeline will both address it with the employers and our educational partners. So can you maybe talk more about some of the work we are doing in education?
Sure, and we see it's so key with limited funding for education on the state and local level that we don't see duplicative programs, and we align them to where a young person can get a job afterwards. So we applaud the tourism pipeline you're working on, whether it's managerial experience, whether it's working in theme parks or managing hotels, and all these other different jobs that a lot of folks from Osceola now serve in. It's key that the high schools are prepping people, that the colleges are prepping people, that our adult programs are prepping people, and we're not having duplicative programs. So we look forward to the Chamber working on those things. And we've seen a good track record, right? We saw our school board create Neo City Academy to help out with more STEM degrees. These are folks who are going to work in Neo City, in Medical City, in Lake Nona, over at Cape Canaveral, in NASA, and in our simulation and training clusters, the real tech clusters of the area that are going to drive a lot of job growth. And we see both the white collar and blue collar jobs welding and mechatronics, as well as basic programming. With microchips, what people may not fully understand, and it took me a while to realize this, the machines make the microchips. What we do as individuals is maintain the machines and make sure that the facility doesn't have a speck of dust in it, because you can't have any corrupted environment to make microchips. So it's a lot of jobs that don't require a college degree to have in microchip manufacturing. And of course, we just went on a trip with our Osceola County Commission in conjunction with our local chamber and with the U.S. Chamber of Commerce and the U.S. Department of Commerce to Korea to also encourage more domestic production of some of these major players like Samsung and Hyundai. And we're hopeful that we'll be inking a few deals pretty soon on that.
I know they see the merits of coming, and so I agree that hopefully we'll see some great success in the near future. So we've got people who want a job, we got people who are now prepared for a job, but they have to get to that job, and more importantly, home. Can we talk about transportation?
Well, please, because every one of my constituents says, can you fix the traffic? We know as a community that's getting more jobs in the county, but also many folks who commute from the county, how important to our quality of life having adequate transportation is. And we're in luck. We're in a very special time in American history. The Senate, as we speak, is debating the final amendments on a bipartisan infrastructure package. This would be a $1 trillion upgrade to our national infrastructure over 5 years. That would be the greatest investment in infrastructure in our nation's history. Think about when President Eisenhower set out for the National Highway System, or even before that, Lincoln and Grant for the Intercontinental Railroad. We know a lot of folks are spending, at least according to the U.S. Census, a minimum of a half an hour commuting each way in Florida's 9th Congressional District. We can do better than that. And that's the average. So some people are doing a lot more than that. So we have 3 major projects that, but for this infrastructure package, who knows when they'd be funded? We could be trying and trying for years. It took us nearly 20 years to get the I-4 Ultimate project. So one, we're trying to get what we now call the Beyond I-4 Ultimate project, a $5.5 billion project to expand 4 more lanes south from 535 in Orange County through all of Osceola County. Think Osceola Parkway, Champions Gate, celebration areas, all the way to 27 where a lot of the tractor trailers go on and off the road. That we know will greatly expand and improve people's commutes around here in Osceola County. Secondly, Point Siena Parkway. God bless the good people of Point Siena. They have a long commute. We did get the Sunrail to them, but some folks, their employer isn't on the Sunrail stations. They may work at Disney, for instance, or at some of the other tourism areas in that area. So the second thing we'll be pushing is to continue up Point Siena Parkway to connect to I-4 to help the good people of Point Siena. And the good news is the Expressway Authority is already working on upgrading the Champions Gate exit and has already done the design work at our urging, so that if the money comes, which we believe it will, they'll be able to move that all the way up. And we're talking about a community of 75,000 people that's otherwise somewhat geographically isolated. Sunrail extension that we're working on. We know not only is it important for Osceola, but we have folks in Polk County, which I also represent, and great bedroom communities, great classic downtowns, that it's going to be really important to open up more affordable housing to continue Sunrail from Point Siena to Davenport, Haines City, Lake Alfred, and Auburndale, and then eventually connect up to the Bright Line, the high-speed rail coming from Miami. I know that's a lot of information, but the Kissimmee Osceola Chamber and I, we're doing a lot of work. So we want to keep you updated, and it's all about collaboration to make sure we can improve our community for all Osceolans.
Well, we appreciate you, Congressman. I'll give Danny a last word to say thanks for all your support. And so, Danny, you've been quiet.
Congressman Soto, thank you so much for everything you do here for all of Osceola County and its residents. Everything that you've spoken about has not only impacted the chamber, but all its citizens and especially me here. So learning here with John Newstreet, our chamber president, and hope to be working with your office a lot more and collaborating on some big projects, sir.
Look forward to it. Thank you, everybody, for joining in.